Hey, thanks for checking out this video in this channel. My name is John McElhatton. In case you're new to the videos in the channel, first of all, thank you for checking it out. This is about marketing and motivation and helping you as your inner entrepreneur, helping with your home business or any sort of marketing, whether it's internet marketing or network marketing. So in this video, I want to provide you with some tips as far as multi-level marketing and network marketing goes to really clear up the path of some things that are really misunderstood and why it's so incredibly valuable to really dive into the substance of things. And what I mean by that is in the industry of home business, again, network marketing, MLM, whatever you want to call it, there's a lot of noise versus actual substance out there. And so what it really comes down to is the noise is of, man, that's all about store sales, schemes, scams, pyramids, that sort of thing. So you've got these different words that are really called out on things where the substance of something really comes into play of, okay, so if these things are supposed to be so incredibly bad, so first off, why have they been around the industry for such a long time? And why is it that they bring up such a ringing of bad emotions, these bad reactions to things? So for example, if you run across a person who maybe has a bad experience with the industry or company or even a person within there, and you come across someone who has a misunderstanding about what's going on and they only know what a friend of a friend told them, then it can be a bit of a hard part to even educate. So I think one of the first things I want to let you know on is that although the industry itself that we're branching off here on home business, on the entrepreneur, on direct sales, that sort of thing, even though the industry is considered direct sales, what it really is all about within network marketing MLM is direct education. This is what I mean by that for two reasons. One is because the industry is designed to help absolutely anybody succeed. Doesn't matter the background, the education, doesn't matter the gender, the age, like the likes and dislikes, doesn't matter. It's designed to help any individual succeed. And the reason that does that is because you don't have to be like any sort of a really brilliant brain surgeon, an entrepreneur. You don't have to know things about business, the numbers, anything like that. The only thing that you have to be able to do is to be able to follow certain steps. And that is how to approach someone, which is literally a hi, how are you? What do you do? Do you like what you do? That sort of thing. Literally getting to know somebody. And you've been doing that your entire life. From when you met your first friend to when you got into high school, college, or professional, anything like that. Or if you went a different career path. Anybody that you've ever talked to who has had a like or has had an interest in what you've been into, okay? All of that sort of thing is the exact skill sets of relationship building. You literally had a genuine interest, you clicked with somebody, that was it. That's the approach. The invite is also something you've been doing your entire life as well. It's just asking someone to check something out. Now, if you take the business part of it out of it and not even focus on a video or a mentor that you want them to get to know, you've always shared something. You've always been, hey, I think you'll like this, check this out. That's literally it for sharing. And to actually ask a person a question of, hey, do you like that? That's part of the close. So when you're able to really take everything out of it, of the simplicity of getting to know somebody, asking them to take a look at something, and then asking if they liked it or their favorite part, or, hey, would you mind meeting this person? I think that you might like them. That's the entire process for it. Now here's the other aspect of it. When you get these sort of things such as, for example, duplication, again, we're talking about the simplicity of the business and why it's designed the way it is. It is all about being able to leverage things. Now, I've heard that, in schemes or pyramid sort of thing, people at the very, very top, okay, they make all the money. When you see the percentages of commissions that keep on going up the top of the pyramid. Now, that was true in the classic sense of the business and the industry. But the nice thing about network marketers is that all of us are entrepreneurs at heart. Because we have to be adaptable, we have to be flexible, we have to solve our own problems, and best of all, we have to do our own personal development and personal accountability. If you don't do that, you are completely screwed. People who are outside of it don't see it that way. It's almost as if it's a concrete thing. It's almost as if it's an iceberg that will not move, that you can't move it. When in reality, it's extremely adaptable and flexible. The same models in most companies do not exist from, or have changed at least, from even a decade ago. And they have changed so that they incorporate things that help people be safer within the industry. So the reason I bring duplication up is because it's so incredibly important to have time freedom and financial freedom to have duplication. Because when you also think about duplication, it is literally people who care about each other helping the other person out. There's no way in the world, unless you are an idiot or unless you are looking for a way to skip steps, to step on everything this business model has to offer with impatience and greed, would you simply sign a person up and then just go ahead and let them go? Instead, when you really think about it, the only way to be successful is to help another person succeed. And through that, you'd want to care for them, you'd want to support them, and help them get to all their goals and go through all their challenges. That is the only way you could help a person succeed, or in other words, as a great phrase says, teach a person to fish. Because when you teach a person to fish, they're set for life. That's what it's all about. Another aspect I want to let you know on is creating value where there isn't before. If you think about the scenario of buying something at a retail place, let's go ahead and just say skincare, for example, because there are plenty of health, wellness, and skincare businesses out there that really help a lot of people. But if you go to Target, for example, and you get a skincare product, then the value that was created there is that you instantly get that in your hand. The disadvantage of that is that you have to drive there. You have to wait in line. You may have really bad customer service, and maybe, just maybe, it's not the best product on the market and it has a higher price. Now, if we can take those to where the value is then created from getting the product from perhaps a friend that you know, or perhaps from a colleague who is in the business, then all of a sudden you no longer have to go to the store, you no longer have to wait in line. It could be a better product. This is assuming some things, but it gives you an example of how incredibly important the home business world is, because it's creating value where there isn't any. So all of a sudden you go from the other end of the distributor, of the person who is marketing and who is educating their market on the product or the opportunity. All of a sudden they're creating value for themselves because they are now doing an additional stream of income that could potentially go from part-time to full-time and could go from income generating to wealth generating. In other words, you have more money at the end of the month than your bills, so you can start adding to savings or investing. So a couple of great reasons to go through that. And perhaps the best one of all is the low barrier to entry. When you really think about it, there's not a whole lot of businesses out there. There's very, very few that have such a low barrier to entry of just a couple $100 and maybe $100 or maybe $200 at max to keep it alive every single month. And when you think about it, the amount of potential that you have to first be able to break even and then add on to your income so you can pay some bills, add on to your income so you can save up and provide it so that you don't have to do a 9-to-5 job or work 40 plus hours a week to do it. For the person who doesn't want to have that lifestyle, who wants to see their family, who wants to see their friends, who wants to be able to travel to different places and even help out other times. Just imagine how valuable it would be for your time if you're this type of person, because this is where I align. If you could go ahead and do your business part-time, have the full-time type of income that will allow you to not only branch out and get to know more of your marketplace, but even better yet, give back. What if you could volunteer or learn other skills instead of going to a 9-to-5 job? And that way you could go ahead and branch out. Instead of building someone else's business, instead of building someone else's lifestyle, you're building your own. If those are the kind of things that interest you, then those are all the ways that your home business can really take advantage. Rather than going through the whole noise of it, make sure that there's actual substance to it. For example, if you can go ahead and make sure that there are retail customers outside of the distributors in the company, you're solid. If you can make sure that there's value created by having a great product, great price, and that they're actually looking out for their customers and their distributors, it's a great thing. The other part of it is getting your mind right and being in the process, being able to get to know a person, get to a point where you can share with them the products without going into an entire salesman pitch, and be authentic to yourself and make sure that you are meeting people where they're at in life as far as if they need an opportunity or an offer. So as you do those things and be a genuine person, be useful, be kind, be helpful. As you've got those things down, you'll have a solid infrastructure, a solid foundation. So if you liked the video, definitely give it a like and subscribe. Also, please do comment below with anything that you feel I missed for a later video or any aha moments that you got from this video. Make sure also to check out the free training. Just click on the link and subscribe to my list. I'm going to send you a variety of sources that are going to cut your learning curve immensely in terms of prospecting, marketing, both classic network marketing and internet marketing, as well as doing motivation, inspiration, helping you with your purpose, and a plan of attack for consistency. So definitely make sure to click on the link and subscribe to that. As always, thank you so much for checking out this video. I will see you at the next one.